They've been smoking too much weed.
Brew,
Coming at ya.
brought to you by BrewTubers Online Brewers Club. That's
Yeah.
right. Check them out at brewtubers.net. All right, you can go to brewtubers.com as well. Hey, we got a beer from another BrewTuber. That's right.
Of course.
It came to us from Christopher Pastion out of Illinois. Chris is a great guy. He really is. And he's actually working with the SJ Pour Challenge this year, and it's been fun to work with Chris. And he sent us a fantastic beers. It came from Founders Brewing, 20 years, 1997 to
Wow.
2017. You know, and as they say, 20 years, no regrets. And what is this? Here it is. It's the Sumatra Brown Ale.
Ooh.
Tell them a little bit about this beer, Christian.
Well, other than me loving brown ales, it's made with Sumatra coffee, obviously. All right, so the malts include caramel for sweetness, and then you have flaked barley, which, I mean, who doesn't like flaked barley?
Yeah, it's going to add a lot of body to it,
body,
right?
creaminess, all that good stuff, and then you get chocolate malt in there. You get the Munich malts, and that's going to add a little bit more depth to it. And
Yeah, just make it a little bit more richer, so that should be good. It's a 9% ABV and 40 IBUs, and I had to hold on to this, Chris, because Christian loves brown ales.
I do. I just love brown ales.
Well, no real head to speak of, per se.
I know, I'm trying to like zestify it.
Yeah, but
There it is.
Yeah,
you get a little
strong.
bit like a super
It is pretty
creamy
cold.
head, but it's very
Oh,
tight
there you
knit
go.
bubbles. So I
yeah,
don't
when I
know.
swirl, I could see it all rising right up.
It's
but
like a super light tan.
I just gotta get my nose on it. He'll do the color.
Yeah, no, the nose on the other, or the color obviously, I'm actually impressed with how dark it is. Smells like Sumatra coffee.
Yeah, you totally get the Sumatra.
You're gonna get definitely the chocolate malts in there. I think I can tell that there's flaked barley in there for sure in the smell.
I get the coffee. I do get a nutty quality on that.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a nutty
Yeah,
quality.
you get a nutty quality. You get the coffee for sure. Parts of it make me think of like coffee grounds, and then parts of it makes me think of like an espresso scent. It's kind of like I go back and
Yeah,
forth
it's in
with that.
between the espresso and coffee grounds. Yeah, because it does have a nice deep smell to it, but it's not
Yeah.
quite there.
Yeah, and you do. You get some of the chocolate malts on that. So a little bit of a I don't what kind of a chocolate is that? It's kind of a mix. It's kind of like
it's not quite a dry cacao or cocoa chocolate, but it's not a milk chocolate. It
No,
might just be dark.
I feel like I get a mix of dark chocolate and a mix of like a cocoa on it.
Yeah,
Kind of an interesting. So I don't know. I'd say we're
there's
gonna go for
maltiness
it, yeah.
there, but other than that, it's pretty strong coffee and a
It
little bit of
is.
chocolate.
Cheers. But the coffee's nice,
That's a nice coffee.
and that Munich adds does like this.
It's-
add the richness.
It's
to
a
it.
pretty dark brown. I'm not going to lie, especially
Yeah.
with the Munich malts with the chocolate malts, and then that flaked barley gives it a lot more creaminess. So it kind of lends towards I wouldn't say a porter. I'd say more towards a stout, but it's definitely lighter.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it has the mouthfeel of a lighter porter,
Yeah,
but it has more of the flavor of a stout.
yeah,
In a
but
sense.
it's definitely darker than most brown ales that you would get.
But it's really nice. You know, it's light. It's super easy to drink. You would have no idea that this was a 9% beer, though. Not for me, anyway.
Yeah, it actually tastes lighter than that.
Yeah,
It's full of flavor though. That
It is.
coffee is amazing.
it is good. It's really killer coffee. But I feel like for me, it tastes like it's a 6% beer. This could sneak up on someone, you know? If you had a bomber of this, you could drink it down with no problem.
And who would complain about that? Just make sure you're home.
Yeah. It's not like a in your face like a French or dark Colombian. It's not like a dark. It's more of that medium coffee, but with
very
a
smooth.
it's that a distinct rich taste to it, right?
Yeah. Well, Sumatra just has that grand taste, and it's from obviously like Thailand, Asia area.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's primarily in Singapore, in the
Singapore.
Sumatra area, right?
definitely a good tasting coffee. It's got a lot of like earthy notes in there, and just I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a
smooth.
really unique taste, which I'm digging on. It's more of a coffee beer to me at this point, almost than a brown ale,
Yeah,
right?
it's more of a coffee beer. But now that it's actually warming up, it actually tastes more like a brown ale. When it was
Yeah.
a little bit cooler, you were getting more of that like porter or stout taste.
Yeah.
But now it actually is warming up. It's starting to air out. It's actually a nice brown ale. for
And I
sure.
asked Kula Barb to take a whiff, and it was interesting, and she was pulling off like cola and like root beer scents. And I smelled it again. I totally could see where she was getting that off of it as well. All right, so we've got to rate this. They call it a brown, so we're going to rate it as a brown ale.
Brown
You
ale.
are the brown guy, so we'll let you work on that first.
I guess technically this be Imperial brown, but
It's true.
as brown ales go, with the coffee flavor in there, and obviously it tells you and you know about, really adds to it. And as it's warmed up, had a little bit more flavor profile change to a brown. I'm gonna say it's an excellent brown. Actually, I'm gonna give it a 92.
And as Christian said, I mean, this is a cross style because it's an imperial brown, just like who would have thought of an imperial porter originally? That just didn't happen years ago. That meant it was a stout, but they really had porter taste, and this really has a brown taste at 9%.
Yeah, and you know what? I was wrong. It's a 94. I'm sorry.
There you go. I thought that was a bit
I got
low.
a little bit more flavor in there. I just realized that just wasn't generous enough for this beer.
Which was good because he just moved it up to my mark of a 94.
I was like, I tasted that, I was like, that was a garbage score.
And yet it has so much flavor that lingers on the palate. Long after you've sipped, I can still taste it now. That's a nice beer. I love a head on a beer, but that's not as important as the taste. I think overall, I'm still digging on it. 92 overall for me.
Yeah, and I think that's where I got confused, was I gave you guys my overall score of beer in general. It's a 92 overall.
Okay.
It's excellent. It's just, you want to drink some more. It's one
Yeah.
bottle definitely
Yeah.
isn't enough for two people.
Yeah, no, we
I
could
could
have
drink
used
that all by
yeah.
myself, for
Easily.
sure. Founders has done a great job again.
Yeah, they really did. Thank you, Chris. Again,
Yeah, thank you,
This
Chris.
is a beautiful one. So here it is again. It is the Sumatra Brown Ale from Founders Brewing out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Boy, I would say grab one of these. This is a beauty. If you like browns at
Yeah.
all, and even if you're not a brown person, but you like porters and just regular stouts, you'd like this if you enjoy
Yeah,
coffee.
for sure.
I'm Kevin,
I'm Christian,
and we're saying life's too short,
to drink cheap beer
and we'll see you
on the next beer review.